Hi guys, so today I wanted to do a video. I'm not sure if there's already one out there that's like already a tag video, but I was recently watching ItsJillStrif, I think is her channel name, and she was talking about an embarrassing story that recently happened to her. And I have got so many embarrassing stories that it's not even funny, so I thought, well, why not share my top 5 most embarrassing stories. So if there's already a tag out there, I don't know what it's called, but I'm just making one myself, so it's basically, the embarrassing tag. So I basically tag everybody to let me know your embarrassing stories. Okay, so I'm having to do this video on my laptop. Sorry if the sound quality isn't that great. I'm trying to speak as loud as I can, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to hear me. Okay, so these aren't in any particular order. I'm just going to go run through them. Okay, so I'll start with... okay, so this one was when I was around 10 or 12 years old. So I actually had a virus. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I wasn't feeling that great, and things of that nature. I had to go to the shopping centre or mall, whatever you want to call it, with my parents, and it was actually after school, so I didn't get a chance to use the bathroom or anything like that before we went there. And because I had this virus, I wasn't really able to hold my bladder, and I actually peed myself in the middle of the shopping centre in front of everybody. So, and the most the most embarrassing thing was I was wearing a skirt, and my mum ended up on her hands and knees trying to wipe me with tissues. So that was probably it wasn't like the youngest sort of most embarrassing moment. I've had embarrassing moments from when I was like, I don't know, 5 years old, so, but I was around 12 when that happened. Okay, another embarrassing moment that I had was at school, at high school. So I think I was around 15, 16, and there was like 2 sort of flights of stairs going that way and then sort of that way, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? And for some reason, like, my whole class was going down. It wasn't like during recess or lunchtime or anything like that. We were actually just, the class was moving to another classroom for some reason. And it was during my English class. And for some reason, my feet sort of stumbled over each other and I ended up falling down the stairs. And I seriously, it was like slow motion to begin with. I could feel myself going down. And then everyone just stopped and was just watching me while I basically roly-poly down the stairs in front of everybody. It was pretty embarrassing. And then once I got to the bottom of the stairs, my English teacher, remember his name was Mr. Hale, he tried to pick me up, which was even more embarrassing because everyone was laughing, and it was laughing because he was trying to pick me up, and I'm like, no, don't pick me up, I'm fine, like, sort of thing. And it was just a mess, and everyone thought it was hilarious. So that was another embarrassing moment. Another one I had, and this is, I guess, more of a blonde moment. Over here in Australia, we have a place called RAA, which is basically like a car, what do you call it? Not insurance place, but you pay a subscription, and if your car breaks down, they come out, they look at it, they can tow you, things of that nature. It's called RAA. So I was signed up with the RAA, never really had car troubles, never had to ring them before or anything like that. And then I had gone shopping, and then I decided to stop in a KFC to get something to eat, and went in, sat down, had a meal, all of that. Come out, went to get my keys out of the car, went to get my keys out of my purse, and I had locked my keys in the car, and I could see my keys just sitting in the little thing, and I'm like, no, because I didn't have a spare key on me. So I asked for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, ended up ringing my sister. She come down, we tried breaking into the car, couldn't get into the car. We ended up my sister ended up taking me back to my place. We tried breaking into the house. I was actually seeing somebody at the time, and he was there, and he tried jumping over the fence to try to get into the back of the house, and he ended up tripping on the fence and ripping his pants and cutting his leg up real bad. It was kind of funny. Couldn't get into the house. So about 2 hours later, my sister's like, oh, you should be signed to the RAA or something, Melissa, like, you know. And I'm like, I am signed to the RAA. And she's like, are you serious? They can come in and get your keys out of the car. Are you stupid? Like, and so that was pretty embarrassing. Like, after 2 hours of struggling, trying to get into my car, or because I had a spare key, like, but I didn't have it on me, so that's why we're trying to get into the house. But so that's an embarrassing blonde moment. So I always know now that if I ever lock my keys in the car, I can call the RA. You can do that. Okay, so the next embarrassing moment that I have is, and unfortunately no one was around to see it, but, and this wasn't that long ago, this was probably maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I got myself a bike, and I would just ride it around the backyard because we had such a big sort of yard. So I went out there one morning, I still had my PJs on, my favourite PJ pants on, and, you know, I'm mucking around on the bike, and I come up, and I go to stop to get off, and the bike comes to a standstill, and I try to put my foot down, but for some reason, I'm so clumsy, my foot got stuck on the pedal, and it wasn't even one of those pedals where you put your foot through and it has a little loop. It wasn't even one of those, but my foot got stuck on the pedal, and then myself and the bike just tipped sideways like that, and I went down and I landed on my knee, and I ripped my good PJ pants, my favourite PJ pants, and my knee was a mess. There was like blood everywhere. It was hilarious. It was the most funniest thing ever, and and my sister just missed it, and she come out just like, damn, like she missed it because it was just so hilarious, but it was pretty embarrassing. So for my foot to get stuck on a pedal that didn't even have the little loop thing in there, it's pretty it's pretty bad. So that was a pretty embarrassing moment too, but it was a funny one, and my sister still talks about that. Remember when you fell on the bike and I missed it? Damn it, like, sort of thing. Okay, so the last one is probably, I wouldn't say my most embarrassing one, but every time I think of it, I just shudder because it was just, I feel sorry for my friends, to be honest. Okay, so my friend Chris and I, we had gone out to a club one night, and, you know, we had been drinking. I was, you know, I wasn't sober. And we went out to the beer garden to have a cigarette, because at that stage I did smoke. I don't smoke anymore. So we went out to the beer garden, and we were sort of in the corner, and I had my back facing everybody, and he was obviously across from me. And I had this pair of jeans on where they just zipped at the back, and they didn't like have any buttons at the front or the zips at the front. It was just one zip at the back. So I'm sitting there, and, you know, we're drinking, laughing, and all that sort of stuff, and Chris is like, you know, I wonder why nobody's coming over to us, sort of thing. And I'm just like, I don't know, like, I'm having a good time. And then I had to scratch my back, and I reached around to scratch my back, and then I noticed that my zip had come all the way down, and my butt was just exposed to everybody. I had a G-string on that night, and I mean, this zip had come right down. I didn't feel a breeze or nothing, probably because I was drunk and I felt so warm anyway, but my ass was just exposed to the whole beer garden. And I think when I like felt around and I noticed, the people who had obviously been seeing my bum for so long had noticed that I had noticed, and we could hear people laughing, and I was like, oh my god, like, I can't get up and just, I can't turn around and face these people. It was just so embarrassing. So I said to my friend Chris, can you just come around and pretend that you're like massaging my back or something and try and fix my pants? But it was just so noticeable, and Chris was like, oh my god, like, your butt is just, it's just out there. So that was pretty embarrassing as well, and every time I think about that, oh my god. Whew. I don't wear pants like that anymore. I always make sure I have a zip in front so I can keep check of it. But that was pretty embarrassing. So that's my 5 most embarrassing moments that I can really think of. Let me know if you've got any embarrassing stories as well. I've got so many more embarrassing stories that ain't even funny, but I just thought I'd share those ones with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed, I hope it made you laugh, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.